Why do you want to be financially free? In this little video, I'm going to quickly tell you my reason, and I'm going to summarize it. I'm Dreyer. I'm the founder of the Wealth Creators Method, where our mission is to help people to create, to grow, to protect, and to enjoy their wealth in order to have a life of abundance and to enjoy financial freedom. Now, what is financial freedom? Well, I think to each and every person that's going to be a different answer that you're going to get when you ask them. But for me, it's to be able to do this that I'm doing right now and that I'm doing basically every single day of my life. It is to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, with whom I want to do it, without worrying about, am I going to make it, where's the next paycheck going to come from, and so on. Right, and that was the reason, that was what motivated me. Another thing that I like is to be able to travel, to see places, and I absolutely love nature. I love to be in nature. I don't know why, but it gives me a kind of a peace of mind that I do not find necessarily in a big city. And that's one of the reasons why we stay on a small holding, right? So to me, that is what drives me. The fact that I wanted to travel, see the world, and to be able to do the things that I wanted to do. Now, a lot of people do not necessarily understand what is freedom, because freedom, there's actually 4 categories of freedom. The first level of freedom is what we call financial freedom, and that is actually the easiest thing to achieve, especially nowadays with the digital age where we're in. The second one is the freedom of time, and that I see a lot of people are making a lot of money, but they're not free because they're tied to their job. They have to get back to work, or they can't leave their job. And the problem with that is they've got a high income skill, but they haven't got necessarily, let's call it a high business skill. In other words, they do not understand the 5 pillars of a business and how to implement that in order to have that time freedom. The third one is perhaps even more important, and that is the freedom of choice. The freedom to be able to say what you're going to do for the day and then to choose. And that to me is incredible. Now, the 4th level of freedom is the freedom of purpose. And I understood that and discovered that actually after I retired, several years after, let's call it retire. In other words, after I've been financially free, was the first time that I discovered that. And that is the freedom of purpose. What is your purpose? What is it that you absolutely love, that you'll do without even getting paid for it? Because the moment that you can discover that, that is what's really going to drive you. Now, in my case, I discovered that very late. Okay, I first, let's call it, got on financial freedom, and then I was doing absolutely nothing for a couple of years. But I was getting seriously depressed. And Tanya, my wife, actually said to me, Hannes, why don't you go and teach? Now, that was the last thing on my mind, to go and teach. I mean, I did not like school, I didn't like the teachers, I didn't like the attitudes, nothing like that. And in 2002, I started teaching people on what we did in order to become financially free. And that was the best thing perhaps that happened in my life, because the moment that I started to teach, the moment that I started to contribute, the moment that I started to give back, that emotion, that feeling, that I think that is what and why we were born, is to be able to grow. In other words, there are 7 basic needs. The 5th need is the need to grow. But the 6th need is the need to contribute, to give back, and maybe to guide other people, or maybe to help other people in that you're good at, in order to give back and to help them to be able to achieve the same thing. So that's the reasons that I am financially free and that I wanted to have freedom. Like I said, in the beginning it was just financial freedom. But the moment that you've got that, then you have to work in terms of the time freedom, the purpose freedom, and to be able to do those things. So if I can summarize the reason why I wanted to be financially free, is simply to be able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, how I want, with whom I want, without worrying about money. So here's my question to you. What's your reason? If you can summarize why would you like to be financially free? Or if you're already financially free, what was it that pushes you in order to get to that point where you can enjoy life and do the things on your terms and do the things that you wanted to do, when you wanted to do it, how you wanted to do it. Share that with us. I would love to hear that. And then maybe if you'd like other people to hear about and to know about financial freedom, maybe tag them in this little video. See you. Cheers.